Welcome back, Sethbling here, and today's command block contraption adds a new game rule, which basically allows you to create arrows with splash effects. So if I type game rule splash arrows true, like this, it'll turn on the game rule, and now when I shoot an arrow, well, of course, this is just a normal arrow, so it does the normal thing. But if I take this splash potion of weakness, drop it on the ground, and then drop an arrow on the ground, it'll create an arrow of weakness. So we can see arrow of weakness. And now if I shoot an arrow, well, okay, I shot a normal arrow. You can see the arrow count goes from 63 to 62, but that's my normal arrow. So in order to shoot my special arrow of weakness here, let's just swap the stacks, because the game looks for the first stack of arrows it can find going from left to right on your hotbar. So if I shoot this one, there we go. We get a splash potion effect. So I've got these other splash potions ready to go. Note that this only works on like level 1 normal duration splash potions. So anyway, I've dropped these all on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think there were 5, 6. Yeah, there were 6 splash potions. There's 6 arrows. So now, what is this? Splash arrow of harming. So if I shoot this next to myself, you can see the splash potion effect does actually hit me. What do we have? Slowness. So if I shoot, well, okay, like I said, it's gonna pick the first stack available. So if you want to set your preference, you have to make sure you get the arrows on your hotbar in the right place. But then I'll shoot this. I got this slowness effect now. It's pretty short because it hit it far away. If I do it right here, it's closer. It's a longer slowness effect. What do we got? Poison. This is going to be obnoxious. And weakness. Let's shoot this. Just get all the effects out of the way. So we've got all the effects. I'm going to clear them because they're annoying. So that's what happens if you shoot the arrows at the ground. Let's grab some more arrows here. I'm actually going to go grab some more potions. So let's get some poison. Let's get some poison potions. Just get a bunch of these. Actually, I'll just drop them on the ground and then drop the arrow. Now this only works if you're in survival mode, because I'm in creative mode right now. You'll notice it's not working. And that's because, well, first of all, okay, that's in the wrong slot. But even still, it's not going to work because the whole contraption works by detecting when one stack or another decreases in size. If I actually do scoreboard, objective set to play, sidebar, oh god, what's it called? Arrow, no. Poison, arrow. Yeah, okay. You can see whenever I shoot the arrow, okay, it's not doing anything. Let's go to game mode 0 and shoot the arrow for a brief moment. It changes to -1. It might have been hard to see in the video, but that for one tick changes to -1. So if there's a brand new arrow in the world right next to a player who had a poison arrow and doesn't anymore, or has one less than they had before, then it's gonna mark the arrow as an arrow that should have a poison effect. Okay, so let's get 4 poison arrows. In fact, let me just copy this a few times. There we go. Okay, and let me get some villagers on my hotbar. It works if you shoot them at entities too. Oh right, I'm still in game mode. Okay, like I just said. Okay, there we go. So now this guy's poisoned. So you can shoot it at like blocks and it'll work and whatever. I've tested it. It seems to work pretty well. Yeah. So like I said, it's working based on those scoreboard effects. So if I scoreboard poison arrow count, I think that'll do it. You can see it's counting the number of poison arrows. In fact, if I, let's see, go to game mode 1 and do this, now it's counting them. So it can count larger than a stack size. If I'm in creative mode, that poison arrow count isn't going to change. But if I go to game mode 0, the poison arrow count does change, and that's how it knows to mark the arrow as a poisonous arrow. And in fact, there's an armor stand that follows the arrow. You'll notice if I shoot it too far away, the particles aren't visible, because particles in Minecraft are only visible if you're within 16 blocks. But the reason I need an armor stand to follow that arrow, follow the path of the arrow, is because when you hit an entity, like say a villager, the arrow disappears on its own, and we don't really get a chance. When the arrow hits the ground, like these arrows, you can see. Oh god, okay, he just walked past me. These arrows have an like in-ground tag, and they're still around, so it's easy to summon a splash effect. But when we hit an entity, that arrow disappears, and so that armor stand helps us track where the splash potion should get spawned. And so that's why we have an armor stand in marker mode. So the armor stand won't really affect anything because it's a marker armor stand. And so it can't really, you can't really interact with it. But yeah, so like I said, game rule, what was it called? Splash arrows. True to enable it. If you turn it off, then even if you shoot one of these special arrows, you can see my poison arrow count. The scoreboard thing, let's get rid of that, isn't changing, but I am using up those poison arrows, but it's not doing a special effect because I've turned off the game rule. But otherwise, that's yeah, just import this into your world. Go ahead and push this button to get it all set up, and then use that game rule, splash arrows true, and it should work. So there you go. That's about it. Thanks for watching.